going to wait a moment before I can. Awesome. Welcome everyone to Epic Sketch Time. Today is November 30th, 2021. I'm your host, Mark Monlix. Epic Sketch Time has been running now for about 6 or 7 years. We started long before everybody else was Zooming. These sessions are recorded. If we get more people coming in, I may have to repeat myself. I live in Tacoma, Washington, and today I'm going to be working on a movie poster for Harold and Maude. First up is Bill Morris, then Katie, then Roger. Please introduce yourself, say what city you're in and what project you're going to be working on today.
Hi, I'm Bill Morse. I'm a cartoonist and illustrator working and living in Seattle, Washington. I also do a webcomic called Rhapsodies, and today I'm going to be brainstorming for one of the Sunday strips of the holiday storyline that I'm currently trying to finish.
Katie, your turn.
Hi, I'm Kate. Are we okay?
You're
What did I
upside
do?
down. I don't know.
What did I do?
That's amazing. We can't watch you go upside down.
I went to the flip side. Let me see. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
I hope that's the most exciting thing of the day. My name is Katie C. I am here to draw screaming lady, well, paint and draw screaming ladies, sometimes tarot cards with puppies and kitties on them. You can find me at Ambivalent Tarot or Evil Girlfriend Media on Instagram.
Hi there, this is Roger Crown, Spokane, Washington. I'm a cartoonist, animator. Not sure what I'm going to work on today.
So I saw that I sold 4 tickets. They're free tickets to Epic Sketch Time. You can sign up via Eventbrite or contact me and I'll send you a weekly reminder. Currently, I only have about 43 people on our weekly reminder list. And I'm wondering if half of them are going into spam folders. But anyway, remind me every now and then to take a look to make sure that we don't have additional people in the waiting room. And maybe we can get some additional faces in. So I was online earlier today talking to an illustrator friend of mine named Mark Brill. I'm going to do a quick screen share. Oh, I see a couple of chats here. And Roger saying, hi all, hi Kat. Katie, let's see. So I'm going to make it so that we can share our screens. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. It keeps telling me I need a plugin, and I keep hitting it. I don't know how many times I've added this plugin. I'm wondering if I got like multiple plugins now. So here is the scene in my image. That's Mark Brill's on the right-hand side, and he's doing a caricature of a kid on the left-hand side. And I asked Mark Brill if he would look into he's done hundreds of caricatures. I said, hey, can you find me a caricature of a kid that you think would fit this and send it back to me? I'll just plop that in there. And I'm thinking, well, you know what? I got these other empty bits of art over here. I think I'm going to ask a couple of my friends if I can just scan some of their artwork and post it in. So I'm going to make a couple emails today to do that. And on my other project, which is a movie poster project, let me find it. Where is it? Where did it get to? Oh, here's a another illustration I did for Creative Colloquially. It's something that any high school student could have done, but yeah. Here we go. I think I have this upside down. Let me check. So there's the Harold and Maude on the motorcycle. This is my rough for the background as far as where the title is going to be. But as far as the actual Paisley goes, I'm just creating the various elements of the Paisley right now, and I'm going to be moving them around and dropping them in. And I have a rough of that. Where is my Paisley rough? Oh man, did I get rid of it? Maybe it's buried somewhere. Ah, there it is. So I just need to start moving these Paisleys around into position. And then I can start putting additional things into them. Anyway, so I'm just going to stop sharing. And that's what I'm going to be doing.
Oh, goodness. You got a lot of things going there, Mark. Is the motorcycle going to be bursting out of the Paisley or not?
Yeah, it's the way it's setting up on it. The Paisleys are kind of going to be teardropping out around it. I thought about maybe doing sort of like a big sunflower that it's coming out of, but I thought, you know, I'll just
Right.
no, I'm going to have to readdress the whole sunflower idea, but the sunflower would just take up too much space and not really work with the Paisley. At least that's what I was thinking. So I think I'll just start copying and moving the Paisleys around and see how that looks.
What if you had the sunflowers like this in each corner and Paisley right here on the side? And then the,
Oh, that's no, I want it. I love a Paisley pattern. I love the craziness of it, how it's all over the place.
right.
And so that's really what I want going. I don't want it just to be a border treatment.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Now, I did think about doing a border treatment earlier with all the various types of, ways he tried to commit suicide. But I ended up vetoing that to myself. I'm just gonna mess around with this and see what I can do. So did everybody have a nice Thanksgiving?
Oh, yes. Had a very nice one-on-one dinner with the friend who is the widow of the other friend I told you about, who is the COVID victim. But that was the first dinner party we had both had since 0 hour. And then on Friday, I kind of had a secondary hangout session with another friend down at the South End. So all was fun. And right now I'm trying to get as much possible done on Friday by tomorrow, because after tomorrow things get crazy.
So is the guild having a bunch of on meetings? Is that what's
Exactly, yes. Essentially every 3 afternoons in a row. Hmm.
well, I watched a movie this week, just so that I can say I watched it. Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Oh, right, that's the sequel, the third sequel, correct?
Yes, that's the third in the trilogy.
And so what did you think?
You have to remember what, you know, Bill and Ted was made at a magical time, and the movie just hit all the right buttons.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can't really, when they did the sequel, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, hit most of those same buttons, but wasn't quite as good as the first one because it's just wasn't quite magical. But all the people, all the players were there, and they were having fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
So on this one, most of the players are there, but it's been 30 years. So
Yeah.
a lot has, but they really kept the flavor of the characters the same. And which was, they're ditzy.
Mm-hmm.
They were ditzy then, they're still ditzy now.
That's a relief. I was worried about it sort of being of the older people trying to get back their salad days theme. That's the way the trailer
Well,
looked.
you gotta accept the movie for what it is.
Right.
So I liked it. My wife hated it.
Yeah.
Now, have you seen either the other two movies?
Oh, I've seen the other two movies. I just haven't seen this third one. Yeah. And yes, I also like this first one best. And I was a little worried about how the third one would be handled without George Carlin.
Daddy is mentioned quite a bit. So, you see a lot of children in this one, of course, because hey, they had kids.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt the relationship with them and the princesses were platonic.
Well, you knew that from the second movie.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. They.
I will not give it away to anybody.
Oh, speaking of stuff people have mixed opinions of, have you ever seen John Dies at the End?
I love John Dies at the End. Yes, I have seen it.
Okay, good. I'm reading it right
Yes.
now. And
You're reading it.
yes,
Yeah, it's a
movie is
book.
based on a book. It's not a.
There's a book. I had no idea.
Yep. There is.
Well, Katie, have you read the book?
No, but I know about it because I believe it was initially published by Permuted Press, which was Tim's original publisher. And then also Don Coscarelli came to Crypticon and did a viewing of the movie and did I can't remember which theater they did it in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get to go, unfortunately. My cat had a medical emergency, but
Oh no.
yeah, it was supposed to be really cool. Yeah, she threw what they call a straddle thrombus, and it's a blood clot that's apparently really common in cats. And so we thought she actually fell off a bookshelf or something because we came home and she couldn't walk. And we were supposed to go to that. That's why I'm like, oh yeah, I know all about that. But yeah, she lived another 3 or 4 years. But yeah, so I think it's David Wong. Isn't that who wrote it?
That's his pseudonym. I forget what but yes, that's who wrote it. And for the most part, I'm enjoying it so far. Admittedly, it can be very, very crude. And though I was just out of curiosity, I was looking it up on Goodreads, and a lot of people think it's wonky and brilliant. Other people hate it.
Well, it gave me we actually have the book on a shelf downstairs, but when you watch the movie, you kind of get a very, actually, if you've read, isn't it William S. Burroughs that Naked Lunch?
Mm-hmm.
Like you kind of get that kind of trippy drug fueled vibe from it.
Right.
And honestly, it's probably mild compared to but yeah, I kind of got that vibe from it.
It's mild compared to the book?
I thought you said
no
mild.
To Naked Lunch.
Yeah.
It's mild compared to William S. Burroughs.
I've never read Burroughs' book, but the Cronenberg film is one of my favorites.
It's wild. Well, and then when you art imitating life. I'm pretty sure that whether he was writing about his real life experiences with drugs, and
Mhm.
he actually shot somebody, didn't he?
His
And
wife, the whole thing with
yeah,
the Intel bit was real.
yeah.
Oh, we segued over to Naked Lunch from. Okay, thank you.
Well, once I get in the conversation, we're gonna go all over the place.
Because I thought we were still talking about the other movie, and I was kind of like, wait a minute, I don't remember him shooting his wife, and John dies at the end. Isn't that? Oh, I was like,
No.
I'm so left behind. Thank you.
No, it's just me. Sorry, I'll shut up. This is how my mind goes all the time. When I'm at work, I have to set a timer, like a focus timer, to make sure whatever I'm currently supposed to be focused on, I continue to focus on that for the set amount of time before I move on to something else.
Ah,
That is an effective technique. I've used it a few times.
I had to do that today. I was working on a big report, and I was like, my mind just kept being like, okay, I need this, I need that, I need this. And it's like, no, focus on this one thing right now. Which is why I think I've just fallen in love with art so much, is because my mind does that so much. And I can only multitask or my brain can only focus on about 6 things when I'm drawing, because I have to use my hands and my eyes to focus on the art. Plus, look at the skill. What am I blending? Does it look like it's actually something versus nothing? So I find that to be a really good, this is a very good coping and calming mechanism for me.
I've always loved to draw, and it relaxes me to no end.
Oh yeah,
It's-
it's
You can spend hours into it. I suppose other people play video games, but
yeah, I'm not much into video games. Like, it's really hard because I'm in a video game family. They all love video games and play Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, whatever, their whimsy is, and they're all really good at it. And then on top of that, they all play computer games too. It's like, okay, like I play a puzzle game on my phone sometimes to calm myself down and relax. That's about it.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think of any movies we watched over the weekend. I really wanted to see that movie Black Friday with Bruce Campbell, but we didn't want to pay. We're gonna wait for it. I think it's gonna come on Shudder. And we found a series that it's kind of like a sleeper series that's gotten a lot of good buzz on internet on HBO Max, called Frayed. It's an Australian show.
what's it called?
And Frayed, like a material is frayed on the end.
Oh, okay.
And Tim was like, oh yeah, I think you would really like this. And because I really like that show Fleabag. I don't know if you guys.
I've heard
It was
really
on.
good things. I've been reluctant to give it a try since it sounded like it's very much for certain people. I was worried that it might have triggers for me.
It is definitely in my opinion, it is a show that, talks about people's flaws. Like, she's a very flawed character,
Mhm.
and sometimes not the most lovable character in her flaws. And this character is kind of that way too. But to me, that's always like the best writing, is when I really should hate the character, but I love them, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the next episode because they're so broken. and they're having a hero's journey, even though they're not a hero in any way, shape, or form. so, so those are always like my favorite shows and characters. So, but yeah, I think we ended up watching that, and we watched Wheel of Time, of course. And then we're watching a show called Yellow Jackets on Showtime that was recommended, and it's really good too. It's another show. It's kind of like Lord. I may have mentioned this before in another visit. Is Lord of the Flies meets that movie Alive? You know, where the soccer players end up in, is it the Andes Mountains, and they have to resort to cannibalism,
Oh,
and
right.
it's
Yes.
a true story. So this, imagine a girls soccer team in the Rocky Mountains for 19 months without adult supervision, stranded. And so it goes back and forth between the past, which is really funny because I think it's set in like 96 or 97, which is when I graduated from high school. So the characters are supposed to have been, you know, around my age at that time. But then they're coming to the future. And a lot of the women have read, like they've had really hard lives, like the ones that survived. I was telling Tim, I said, oh my gosh, do I really look like that in my 40s? Like, I don't think I'm that old. And he's like, no, you're that old. He meant it with love, I'm sure. But it was funny just to see these characters. Like, this is a flashback show of my youth, and I'm like, this doesn't seem appropriate. It's not time yet for flashback shows to my youth. No. But I really like it because it's kind of got a thriller vibe, because I'm not going to give it away, but it opens up with these young girls, like someone's being chased in the woods and they're basically trapped and killed like an animal. And then it flashes to the current time, and the women are adults, and it just kind of goes back and forth, and you get to see who did what in the force. But we're really irritated. We're so spoiled with all of these shows. You know, you get to binge watch, and we can't binge watch any of this because they're, you know, coming on weekly now. So we're a little frustrated.
Oh,
I know, poor people, you know, have to wait every week for an episode. It's not like we haven't done that before in our lives.
Yeah, I mean, you can wait for the season to be over, then you can binge.
Yeah, that's true. But we're also impatient to, you know, see what's going to happen next on the show, which is really good.
and we've got somebody new coming in. Sorry, I kept you waiting there in the background, Stephanie. Welcome to Epic Sketch Time. We're currently recording, but we do require that we see your face. Oh, we got another person coming in, so we can at least confirm that you're of legal age. And then we have another person coming in.
Wow.
I hope I didn't keep you guys. Okay, that's great. Thank you, Stephanie. You've been confirmed. And so we're recording. We're all just sitting around working on our various projects. So we'll do a quick introduction. My name is Mark Monlux, and I'm in Tacoma, Washington, and I am working on an illustration for a movie poster. And we lost Stephanie. So,
Oh.
Sanam, We require that you show your face briefly so we can confirm that you're a real person and that you're of legal age, because we are recording this. Okay, perfect, great. Now you can go ahead and hide yourself again if you feel more comfortable like that.
Sure, no problem. This is the first time that I'm joining, so I don't even know how the whole system works. I just signed up for the session.
So my name is Mark Monlix and I live in Tacoma, Washington. And today I'm working on a movie poster. Everybody else here is all working on their own projects and we're just kibitzing with each other in the background. We'll do a quick round of introductions. Bill.
I'm Bill Morse. I'm a cartoonist and illustrator in Seattle, Washington, and I'm working on a Sunday strip for my comic strip Rhapsodies, which you can see at rhapsodies.wpmorse.com.
Nice plug, Bill. Katie.
Hi, I'm Katie. I just come in here and talk about movies and paint women yelling.
Hi there, I'm Roger, USA, cartoonist. So Sanam, where are you?
I'm in Washington, DC,
Oh, wow.
but I don't do anything in particular. I mean, I just want to learn how to draw. That's about it.
Yeah. I used to live in Hyattsville back in the day, so it's always, DC always makes me nostalgic.
Oh, cool.
Used to do the Smithsonian every weekend.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's the best thing.
One of my best vacation trips was to the Smithsonian. I think it was in 2000 and, pardon me, to DC. It was in 2018. I was attending a conference for the International Forum of Visual Communicators, and I took along my wife. And so every day when I went to the convention, she was at all the museums and lining up all the museums and all the sites I had to see when we had our couple of days off.
Mhm.
Beautiful area. So I'm going to do a quick screen share of my tablet. So
Ooh.
this is the movie poster. I've made all these Paisley elements, and now I'm copying and moving these Paisley elements around and trying to get them into position. I think I want to I'm trying to find the layer that's got this one pattern on it.
Oh. If you're doing this is almost as a decals stuck together, I think the central piece might make a good sticker as well.
It might be. I might have to get rid of the shovel. Or maybe just the Harold and Maude part as a sticker could be good. I will keep them on separate layers just for that possibility. Where is, there it is. That's the layer I'm looking for. Let's copy that and paste that in. Where to put this? I think I'll put this over here. Now that looks good. And
Hmm.
put it up over here. I'll figure out the layers in a bit. I do want to have them kind of layering over the top of each other. And
Hope
maybe,
you're gonna save me one of these.
you want one of these?
I do very much because I love Paisley and I love Harold and Maude.
Well, I will save you one.
Okay.
I'll make sure you get one.
I'm sure I'll see you at a convention
It'll happen.
before it's over.
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing.
I think I'm making good progress here. See what you all think. Just a second.
You want to share a screen?
And going on. Wait a minute.
So Sanam, if you have a question on technique or style, let us know. We are all familiar with traditional media. And as you can see, Bill and I have a couple different apps we like to use. I'm fluent in Procreate, Photoshop, and Illustrator. And Bill, you're all of those, plus you do Clip Studio, right?
Yes, and Procreate. I'm semi-proficient in Photoshop. Unfortunately, my ancient copy got killed by my by upgrading my software. And come on. And it's having a personality. Okay, that got it. So this is going to be part of the second Sunday strip of the storyline, where it's revealed that where the first week starts with what looks like a cross between the Polar Express and the Squid Game, where kids are being brought to what looks like some sort of winter camp. And now it's revealed that amongst the other reasons is that there's a door to a room which has something that grants wishes in it, and they want to be absolutely sure that the right person makes the right kind of wish.
I have a question for you. I think I recognize the character on the left. And he's an adult, correct?
Yes.
So is the woman on the right a giant?
She's just noticeably taller than he is. Is it too much taller? He's bending over.
She is huge. Okay, when she stands up, I imagine her, because of her posture,
Mm-hmm.
I imagine that I think he has to be he has to be bigger than her, or not bigger, but he has to be larger in the scene than she is, even if he's bending over. If she's sitting down like that and he's bending over, I think you need to increase him, or you're definitely making her more the right size. But you'll have to increase him because he's still looking thin, and I'm talking like early teenager thin. And I know he's a thin guy, but
Mm-hmm.
I think his width may also have to be the same as, if they're both about the same width
Yeah.
to each other, then she's looking much wider. So I think that if you were to take and split his body right down the middle from one leg on the left and one leg on the right, and just grab his body and just chop him in half, move one half over a little bit to the left, then you get more of that width factor that to factor in with her. That's looking much better because I thought that she was a giantess and that I was going to say you needed to put another little figure off to her other side to make them look more in proportion with each other.
Mhm. And let's see, another,
And it could be that you have his back is arching in the wrong direction. If you're saying that he's leaning over, but maybe I'm thinking of the bad posture.
maybe.
Okay.
And another bit that I'd like an opinion on. This one's kind of finished, but I'm not sure about the lighting. This is the climax for the Christmas strip proper. Let me take out the, and at the moment, it's supposed to be this essentially white room with one single light source, but I'm wondering if it needs shadows, and as far as making it clear with the lights, maybe I should turn the globe into gold as opposed to, or something similar, because right now it's, for all practical purposes, invisible.
I think Santa in the middle panel and on the right, the shadows are too deep,
Okay,
especially if you got like a white room situation happening.
right,
If you do have a center, maybe a white outline, or pardon me, a gold outline around the globe that he's holding,
right,
and little gold highlights around his face and arms would be the way to go.
right. So like without the shadows,
Sorry.
okay.
Well, I think you should still have some shadows, but not, I mean, they were too extreme before.
Yeah, I mean, I was sort of going with the assumption that it was too bright a light, and as I said, with the whole light sources and whatnot, I wasn't sure whether, even though adding some shadows would probably give some depth to the room, I wasn't sure whether that would be natural or,
Well, you've got a white room that's got white going on. It's an old source white light in the background.
Mhm,
So I think if you work by, I would take a solid yellow
mhm,
and just paint swashes of thick blobs of highlights over the front of the characters on a separate layer, and then change the opacity of that and just move it back, and maybe add a gossamer blur to it to kind of fuzz it out. And
mhm.
between those two controls, you should be able to get just the right level. And if yellow doesn't work, you can always just switch that yellow by using color levels and switch it over to a white.
Yeah. Should I make the globe yellow as well?
I would make the globe on its own layer and try it as, I would suggest, just a yellow outline
Okay,
initially. But you may want to make it golden or yellow.
hmm.
But I think if it was just the same equal white light that's in the background, and that the outline is sort of like that peripheral glow, if you may want to, if it's possible, do the white outline around the globe, duplicate that layer again, but gossamer blur it and have that layer with the blur behind both the white globe and the yellow line. That way it looks like it's radiating a little bit on the outside.
Okay, just a second.
So what I'll do is I'll share my screen and
Just
show
a second.
exactly what I mean.
Yeah, but having said that, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Now, the glow that you have around on Santa's hands, it doesn't make sense that the glow would be on the outside of his glove. So those would have to be shadows coming off from there.
Okay.
That's what I would suggest. We're having some fun here at Epic Sketch Time. Now, when oh, yeah, yeah, you're getting it. Now, when I do my Paisley poster, right now I'm doing all the lines black. But when I finally get to the coloring section of my Paisley background, I'm going to turn all my lines into a color and then have all the fills, or pardon me, that way the palette that I use for the fills and for the outline will kind of sit back a little bit. I mean, they'll be vivid and outrageous, but those black lines will not interrupt with the black lines of the main figure of Harold and Maude or the title. And I'm trying to figure out where to put the Blue Mouse logo, or pardon me, not the Blue Mouse, but the Grand. I thought about doing it up at the top, and now I'm thinking I want to do it down at the bottom. Bill, I think, was it last Saturday that Cartoonist Northwest had their online meeting?
Yes, it was.
How did that go?
Pretty well.
Who was your speaker again?
That was a Mary Fleener. Here, just a second, I will give you the link here. Yes, anybody who is interested in that one.
What was her topic?
Pretty much all of her covers and art. Very avant-garde stuff. And she denies liking modern art, despite most of her stuff reminding me of very much as samples of Cubism. So if anybody is interested, there is the link.
Will the Cartoonist Northwest be having a Christmas get together,
Well,
like
it'll
a,
be
a
on,
gift exchange like they've done in years past?
well, it's kind of hard to do it online, but
Well, that's why I'm asking. Are you guys planning
We're
on doing
doing-
one in person?
not yet. So it's pretty much an online party. I'm still planning it. I am open to suggestions.
Well, considering that you have so many members who are far flung.
Yes. Okay. There, is that getting in the right direction?
Well, the yellow on the outline looks almost too faint, but yeah, the little highlights are working for me.
Okay.
Um,
That-
yeah, now I'm seeing the globe a lot more.
Okay.
Yeah, you reduced down the opacity on that, or did you just narrow down the circle?
Narrowed down the circle.
But I think you should ask other people's opinions about this as well.
Okay.
Like they might say, why are you going with a warm color? Why don't you go with a cool color?
Mm-hmm.
Because right now it's not, it's, with the warm color, he's got a warm suit. So it's kind of blending in with his warm suit a little bit. If it was cool, it would bounce out against. And it would also, if it was blue, like the background, like the outside background, then that would kind of tie that in.
Why do they keep doing that?
Well, people, it is getting close to 5:30. And
No
we will,
way.
yeah. And we lost our participants. They went away. I guess they had other things scheduled. As soon as I have more information about what the guild is planning on doing with Epic Sketch Time this month, I will get back to you all and let you know. I want to thank Roger, Katie, Bill for joining us tonight. And I will see you guys all next week.
Okay.
Bye.